Good morning, everyone. You're welcome to today's live stream. You're welcome. I'm sure you had a great weekend. Please confirm you can hear me loud and clear. Confirm you can hear me loud and clear. Confirm you can hear me loud and clear. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Do respond if you can hear me loud and clear. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, let's go straight to business. I want to believe you all can hear me. Once again, I want to welcome you all to today's Forex markets review and outlook. So we'll start by looking at the calendar for the week. Okay, let's look at the calendar for the week. We've got a lot of major news. Okay, that will be released from different countries, majorly from the United States. There are several major news that are released from the United States this week. Today, Monday, ISM manufacturing PMI will be released by 3 p.m. And by 9:10 p.m., the governor of the Bank of Australia will be speaking by 9:10 p.m. Nigerian time. And on Tuesday, the Bank of Japan governor will be speaking by 4 a.m. Nigerian time. And Great Britain will be releasing its annual budget by 12:30 p.m. tomorrow. Then on Wednesday, Australia will be releasing its gross domestic product data. Then same Wednesday, United States will be releasing ADP non-farm employment change and ISM services PMI. Then on Thursday, unemployment claims will be released from the United States. Then on Friday, NFP will be released on Friday. So we got a lot of major news to deal with this week. Okay, so if you're trading the dollar pairs, you should be very conservative. And with the global crisis that is going on now, you should be very conservative. You should be very conservative. This is not the time to over leverage. This is not the time to be aggressive. It's not the time to be aggressive. So that's it for the fundamentals. So let's go to the chart. Trading view. Let's analyze on yen basket and dollar index. I believe you can hear me to respond. Okay, so let's start with the weekly time frame. So for yen, you can see the past 2 weeks, yen has been bearish. Yen has been bearish. Okay, yen has been bearish. We can't buy the yen until we see a bullish pattern, until a bullish reversal pattern forms on the daily time frame. We can't buy the yen. So I think the yen is still bearish at the moment. It's still bearish at the moment, and it's most likely coming for this low. It's most likely coming for this low. For this low. But I would have loved to see it do a little retracement. I would have loved to see it do a little retracement, probably to fill a fair value gap. Okay, so let's see on a daily. So on the daily time frame, you can see what we have here on the daily time frame. Price pulled back. I think it filled a fair value gap here. It filled a fair value gap here. This reversal here came to a discount area. So I would have loved to see it pull back to a premium area, probably to come fill this fair value gap. Come fill this fair value gap. But let's see what's happening. Let's see, probably this retracement here could be to fill a fair value gap over time frame. And it has achieved that, then it's likely coming for the liquidity residing at this relative equal low. So let's go down to 4 hour. Let's see. Okay. So on 4 hour, you can see we had the one. And also, if you apply your Fibonacci from this swing high to this swing low, you can see that price is currently, price has already put back to the year. And since we had a retracement to a premium here from this swing high to this swing, over 50% retracement. You can see it's at extreme. It got to extreme premium before it started selling. Okay, it goes to extreme premium before it started selling. So it's most likely coming for this relative equal low. Okay, let's go to 1 hour. So we had this fair value gap on 4 hour. Let's go down to 1 hour and also 15 minutes. Let's see. Okay, so you can see on 1 hour, you can see we had this fair value gap here on 1 hour. And I think it's okay. You can see we had this fair value gap on 1 hour. So I think that's the reason for that pullback. Price pulled back. It's pulled back, filled this gap. You can see this gap is created here. So this gap got filled at this point. I think they had to go and retest that gap. So at the moment, the market is trading below this fair value gap. You would only consider buying if a candle closes above this fair value gap. I think that would be the right time to consider buying. At the moment, the market is trading the yen. Okay, so that's my take on yen. I am bearish on the yen for today's market. I am bearish on the yen. I am bearish for the yen. Okay, so let's go see what's happening on the dollar. Okay, so for the dollar, you can see dollar has been bullish since the market opened. Dollar has been dollar has been bullish since the market opened. So we had this fair value gap here. Okay, dollar pulled back to fill that gap. Okay, pulled up to fill that gap. So I feel the dollar is still bullish. Let's go down to daily. Let's see what we had. How last Friday candle closed. Let's see. Okay, last Friday candle closed bearish. Looks like a spinning bottom candle. Okay, it's closed bearish. So if you look at what we have here on the daily time frame, you will see that the dollar has been in a range for some days. It has been in a range for some days. And if you joined the session we had last week, I told you guys the dollar might break this resistance. And you can see right now the market is trading above this resistance area. You can see this is a breakout from a resistance area. So I think the dollar will continue with a buy, with the buys. I think the dollar is still very bullish. I think dollar is still very bullish. Most likely would come. We have this fair value gap here. Most likely will come fill this gap. So my bias for the dollar is bullish. It's likely coming to fill this gap. It's likely coming to fill that gap. So now it has broken out from a key resistance area. It has broken out from a key resistance area. You can see it was a resistance at this point. Resistance, resistance. You can see if a level has acted as resistance at least 3 times, it's at least 2 times, it's a key resistance area, and the price just broke out from that. So you might see a retest. Remember, when there's a breakout from a resistance or a support, price is expected to retest that soon. So see this play out on DXY. Price will come here and go up. So that play out on dollar index. Okay, see a retest. So my bias for the dollar is still bullish. It's still bullish. It's still bullish. If you have any question or any pair you want me to analyze, let me know. Can you all hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? If you have any question or any pair you want me to analyze, let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section. If you have any question or any pair you want me to analyze, let me know in the comment section. So let's see gold. Let me start with GBP USD. GBP USD. GBP USD opened, most of the instruments opened with a gap, and that's because of the ongoing global crisis. That's the reason for the gaps we're seeing in the market. We should expect high volatility in the market this week. We should expect high volatility. So there was a gap. The market opened far below the price it closed last. This is about wow. This gap is much. This is about from this point 3489. 3489. That's about 70 pip. About 70 pip gap. About 70 pip. And it's been bearish. It's been bearish. So let's start with the weekly. Let's start with the weekly time frame. For some weeks now, the dollar has been bearish. Dollar has been bearish. You can see dollar has been bearish. So probably dollar wants to this swing go to this swing guy. It might pull back. I think it needs to be filled. Let's confirm that on the daily time frame. I think okay. We still have several favorable gaps that the dollar might want. So we have this favorable gap on the daily time frame. We also have a time on. So dollar might come fill this. Sorry, GBP USD. Yeah, GBP USD might come fill this gap. GBP USD might come fill this gap before going bullish. Moment, GBP USD is bearish. GBP USD is bearish. At the moment, GBP USD is bearish at the moment. GBP USD is bearish at the moment. Okay. Euro USD. And software, you can see signals we have here on GBP USD. You can see bearish premium, bearish premium. You can see this is still bearish. You never execute a buy trade until the bias changes to bullish. In as much the bias is bearish, you keep selling, you keep selling, you keep selling until the bias changes to bullish. Keep selling, keep selling. But as you can see, price has already done over 100 pips. If you didn't cut the move at its early phase, this was where it generated the sell signal. This was at the close of this candle. That was when it generated the signal. So from this point, from this high to this low, you can see this is over 200 and something pips. This is over 200 and something pips. And I said if the market has done over 100 pips, you should not take that trade. You should not take that trade. So if you want to sell GBP USD, you want to wait for price to do to sell. Those of you that have the software, okay. If you also look at Euro USD gave us a bearish signal after the close of this candle. It gave us a bearish signal, so you should have sold after the close of that bearish candle. From this point to this point is over 100 pips. It's over 100 pips. So you need to wait for a retracement. Okay, there has to be a reversal to entry level 1 or entry level 2 before you sell. I hope that is clear. It is bearish, 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 bearish. Okay, so it's bearish. So most likely Euro USD would come for this. I think we have the value gap here. Yeah, Euro USD might come. Swing guy, apply your Fibonacci. You want price to pull back to extreme discounts. Okay, you can see. So it's low at a I think it needs to fill this gap. That's my expectation on Euro USD. I am bearish on Euro USD. Okay, bearish on Euro USD. Which other pair do you want me to analyze? Let me know. Which other pair do you want me to analyze? Let me know in the comment section. Can you guys hear me? I'm not seeing your comments. If there's any pair you want me to analyze, let me know in the comment section. Okay. So let's move on to the next. Okay, let's look at gold. So with the global crisis, with the ongoing global crisis, a lot of people want to invest in gold. So don't sell gold. Don't sell gold. Remember, gold is a safe haven instrument. So please don't sell gold. Don't sell gold. Gold is bullish at the moment. Last week, I told you guys we had two levels of liquidity. We had the sell side. When we looked at the structure on gold, we all agree the structure is bullish. We all agree the structure is bullish. And since the structure is bullish, our focus should be on buy. Okay, our focus should be on this buy side liquidity and not sell side because the structure is bullish. If the structure was bearish, we would have gone for the sell side liquidity. But the structure is what? Is bullish. So your focus, I told you guys, aim for this high. Aim for this high. After the formation of this candle, it generated a buy signal. And I said, aim for this high. And I think it's going for that high, and it's most likely going to break out from that high. If you have the patience to trade till it gets to this level, fine. That will be good. Okay. That's about, I think, 3,000 pips from the current, close to 3,000 pips from this current market price. So that's my take on gold. Lastly, we'll be looking at GJ, GBP, JPY. If I'm bearish, I should be looking for buy on GBP, JPY. If I'm bearish on the yen, I should look buys on GBP, JPY. I should look for buys JPY. Okay, so what do we have here? Let's start with the weekly time frame. Last week, I was expected to come from this candlestick pattern. The buy started. This is having the best entry for buy. If you go down to the daily time frame, the market created a fair value gap here. You can see it's created a fair value gap here. And the price pulled back, though that gap has not been filled completely. GJ might want to fill that gap completely. But let's go down to lower time frame. Probably there is a support that is holding price, that held price at this point. Let's just see what we have for our time frame. So you can see on 4-hour time frame would be, you can see we have this resistance zone here. You can see this zone. Can you see this resistance zone? You can see this zone. You can see this zone and this 4-hour fair value gap. So price pulled back, tapped into this zone, this demand zone, or you call it your zone, and there's a rejection from that zone. I think what has played out this morning is I think this was the first candle for the day, and they know a lot of retail traders have executed buy, and their stop loss would be the low of this candle. And I think there was an attempt to sweep the low of that candle. I think there was an attempt, yeah, they actually swept the low of this candle. So most likely the buy would continue from this point. Most likely the buy would continue from this point. So my bias for GJ is buy. Let's see what's happening on 1 hour. Okay, so it swept the liquidity residing at this low, which was the first candle for the day. You can see the low here, they've swept that liquidity. We had an inverted hammer here, they've swept that low. So if the current 1 hour closes bullish, if the current 1 hour closes bullish, you might want to consider buying GJ. And if you are buying GJ, you could set your TP. Your TP could be this high, this high. This could be your first TP, and this could be your second TP, and your third TP could be this. See this fair value gap here? So I think that's where GJ is aiming for. Now, if GJ breaks out from this zone, then it's most likely coming to fill this fair value gap on the 4 hour if it breaks out from that zone. But if it doesn't break out from that zone, you should expect more buys on GJ. You should expect more buys on GJ. Any question? Okay. Euro JPY. Okay, let's look at Euro JPY. Euro JPY. Euro JPY. Please give the video a thumbs up if you haven't done that. Give the video a thumbs up if you haven't done that. And if it's your first time joining the live stream, please do subscribe to the channel so that anytime I come on live, you get notified by YouTube. Okay. So Euro JPY. Let's start with the weekly time frame. So Euro JPY also is still bullish. It's still bullish. It's still bullish. It started buying. That was last 2 weeks. Yeah, it started buying last 2 weeks. After it filled, there was a fair value gap here that it came to fill. This fair value gap. You can see this gap here. If you go down to lower time frame, you would see it clearly. Let's go down to daily. So I think it came back to fill this fair value gap, and from that point, it started buying. Close to 270 pips. It has done 270 pips from this point. So this is not the right time for you to buy. This is not the right time for you to buy, though it is still bullish. Personally, I will not take a buy from this point. I will not take a buy from that point, though it is still bullish. So you can see the gap it came to fill. Yeah, this is the gap it came to fill. You can see the gap on a daily time frame. It came to fill this gap. It also came to retest this broken resistance zone. We had this zone here, this broken resistance. That was what it came to do. So after filling that gap, you can see you would have bought after the formation of this doji and this bullish candle. That is when you would have entered buy. So if you didn't buy from this point, I don't think it's reasonable to buy from this point. Price has already moved. So I would advise if you still want to trade, now price are, I think, okay, it didn't fill this gap. Okay, there was an attempt to fill this gap here. So price has pulled back to a premium area. So I would advise if you want to buy it, just wait for price to pull back at least. It should pull back to fill. We have this fair value gap and this resistance turn support. Okay, we have this fair value gap and this resistance turn support. So you should on. That's my advice for those of you who want to trade EJ. Wait for price to pull back into this zone before you look for buys. Okay, that's my take on wait for price to come into this zone and your buys on EJ. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. If you have any question, let me know. Let me know in the comment section. That will be all for today's live stream. Any question? Do you have any question? I'll be ending the class in the next 3 minutes. The next 3 minutes. If you have any question or any pair you want me to analyze, let me know. All right, so there are no more questions. I appreciate you all for your participation and I wish you all a profitable trading day. Bye for now.